It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? It's a neighborly day in this beauty wood, a neighborly day for beauty. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? I've always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. I've always wanted to be in a neighborhood with you. So let's make the most of this beautiful day. Since we're together, we might as well say, could you be mine? Would you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Won't you please? Won't you please? Please, won't you be my neighbor? Hi guys, hi neighbors, how are you? Hey, you guys have to do your homework. When we only have 6 views out of 106 people, it's a problem. I'm watching myself all the time. Like my videos and send them on to your friends so I become famous like I already am from my commercial. Don't forget, Bargain Barn, where you get the best bargains. So today we're going to move on and we are going to learn about the North and the South. Now you know what competition means. You know when our team is better than your team? This is how the North felt in the South. They didn't feel like they were one country. They felt like they were competing against each other. So the North over here had one idea of how the nation should be ran, and the South had another idea of how the nation was run. So in TCI chapter 19, we're going to be learning about the differences between the North and South. And when you have great sectionalism, the word is sectionalism, it means that you have great pride in your area and you think it's the best. So if I'm in North Canton, which I am, and I'm a North Canton Viking, then I'm going to say they're better than the Jackson Polar Bears because that's our nemesis, which means that that's our main enemy. So what's going to happen in our nation is it's going to start getting divided, and that's going to bring on the Civil War. So over here, let's just look at the North. We see that the North is going to have something totally different because their landscape is totally different. They have mountains, they have rocky soils, so seasonal things are not going to be the same for them. So for example, they can only grow corn during part of the year, where in the South, because of the mild temperatures, they can have a much longer growing season. So what the North decided to do was to build up industry, such as sewing machines. Now this is going to make a really big difference in everything because factories are going to happen. Before then, everybody just sewed with the needle and thread their own clothing. Remember, most people had two outfits. One outfit for church and one outfit for every day. Okay, now what we're seeing is that the sewing machine and all these women, such as the Lowell girls, they are going to be in factories, and there's going to be a whole bunch of sewing machines in one big room, and they're going to sew. And now we're going to have retail stores and little boutiques on streets, and people are going to want clothing more. So that's going to be really big. That's Elias Howell is going to be the inventor of the sewing machine. But also factories are going to be big. Now at one time when something broke, like say for example your blender broke, you would have to get a whole new blender. Now what's going to happen is something called interchangeable parts, which means that if part of something broke, you wouldn't have to replace the whole thing. You could maybe just replace the motor. Like, for example, my sweeper broke. And instead of getting a whole new sweeper, they said, let's just replace the motor. It'll be cheaper. This is the first time we're going to see interchangeable parts and factory workers. So this is really going to be big. Another thing in the North is going to be transportation. Canals, railroads, and boats are going to be big. The clipper ship is going to be a big thing. The railroads, not so much in the South. You have to understand that the South is going to be more, again, farming and industry. So today we're going to have a special guest. His name is Farmer Joe. And just go ahead and look at those words, and we'll greet Farmer Joe when he comes in. We'll let you know. All right, and here's Farmer Joe. Hi, I'm Farmer Joe. All right, well, I want to just tell you how good it is
the things were invented in the North. First of all, the steel tip plow. Now this is steel tip hoe, not a plow, but this is anyway, what it is, steel tip. So what happens is it breaks into the ground so much easier, and it doesn't break like a sharp stick would. So John Deere, you know John Deere and the big green truck? That is who invented the steel tipped plow. So this is going to help the South in industry. Look, okay? So because of the nice weather in the South, because of the steel tip plow, and because of the big plantations, we're going to have a lot of cash crops down in the South. That means we're going to make a lot of money selling the extra crops that we have. One of the crops that we have is going to be cotton. That's going to be our main crop, is cotton. And something great was invented during this time. What it was called was the cotton gin. The cotton gin was by Eli Whitney. Eli Whitney figured out a way to take the seed out of the cotton. Now, you think that ain't a big deal, but let me just tell you something. It is. Because if I had to take my cotton and I had to pull it apart, take out any little seed I could, it would take me a long time. Instead, what he did, he had a device sort of like this. Kind of had a cage in it, though. He put the cotton in there, because I can't open my cotton gin right now. Okay, there it is. And he went like this. He spun it. And what would happen is, it would have like a screen that would take out all of the seeds. And when he came done, guess what? Well, we can't see right now. But cotton will come out with no seed. Well, this man, guess what? We produce more and more cotton. But the thing was, for more and more cotton, we wanted more and more land. And you know what more and more land we wanted? We wanted more and more slaves. So during this time, slavery is going to grow. It's going to grow to a vast amount, more than it had for years and years and years. And this is one of the reasons the North and the South industry is going to compete against one another. All right, we're not talking to you. Oh, thank you, Cowboy Joe and Farmer Joe too. Anyways, so that was the big thing, is that there were several things and several inventions that are going to change the way they farm and the way industry is made. What your job is to do is to find and compare the North and the South. What we will probably do is make a Venn diagramming comparing the North and the South, how they are making money, how they are getting along with their life, how it's so different in the North and the South. Again, the North is not going to have slaves and the South is, and they're going to need more and more slaves to work on those large plantations. So that's what you'll be reading in TCI chapter 19. Your assignment will then be given. Here is your competition. This is again for candy. I haven't done any candy competitions lately. So if you could tell me who invented the Clipper, and you're the first, it's a boat in the North, the Clipper, and you are the first person, the first probably 3 people to tell me who invented the Clipper, I will send you candy. So make sure that you're doing that, and I hope that you are using social distancing, masks, and sanitizer, because you know what? I want to say that it's a good feeling to know you're alive. It's such a happy feeling with joy in your eyes, and when you wake up ready to say, I hope you have a snappy new day. It's such a good feeling, a very good feeling, a feeling to know that I'll be back when the day is new, and I'll have good ideas for you, and we'll have lots of things to talk about, just like you. Do your homework.